Went to the London Comic Mart this weekend. It was excellent as ever. Really great chatting with a load of people. Good going around all the different tables. I did notice there were a few tables missing. Often you get this. You go there and you think, bit emptier than before, but still thoroughly enjoyable. Always great looking around at all the various comics. As ever, of course, I always go through some and I think, I wish I'd actually bought that one. But I did buy a few. Didn't buy as many as I'd hoped, but still, I thoroughly enjoyed ones I did get. This one is Sinister Tales. How do you catch a ghost? Of course, it's a Captain Atom, brilliant bit of Ditko. Pretty tatty issue. It's got a lovely tear in it. Probably get a few more tears before I finished reading it. Introducing that darling of darkness, Nightshade, as it says there. Also got this one, Lone Star, all British magazine. Really like picking these ones up. Actually, the artwork inside of this, really excellent. Really, really good artwork. Black and white, of course. I have no idea about the origins of it. I assume, as it says, all British magazine. It is, as it says, all British. But still, also you've got these lovely adverts on the back. I always enjoy this one. Space guns and interplanetary equipment. Excellent stuff. The best toys are Lone Star products made by DCMT Limited, apparently. A great one. Famous first edition, or is it first edition famous? I can never work it out. Limited Collector's Golden Mint series. And this one was, of course, back in the 70s, $1. And you got Whiz Comics. And for me, these were great. I picked up a few at the time. Sadly, I never kept any. But this one, I thought, you know what? £5, I'm going to go for it. These ones are often quite tatty. You always get these sort of, obviously, here. They're not exactly easy to store, I think. That's the trouble. But still, really good issue. Whiz Comics, the first issue of Captain Marvel, of course. Monsters Unleashed. Of course, there's loads of other ones. Vampire Tales, Planet of the Apes, Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. They're great. Now, sometimes they are quite expensive to buy, but this one was quite cheap. And I think it's quite good. It's got Man-Thing, it's got Frankenstein in, and you've got Wendigo, the most terrifying man-monster of all. I think they've used that a few times with many a title of Marvel. You've read about, I should say, the Abominable Snowman, the Yeti, the Bigfoot, and now Wendigo. Slowly but surely building up my collection of Atom. I must write out a list of the comics that I'm looking for, because I'm quite certain sometimes I probably buy the same comic again. I've done that a few times. But this one, Atom, Colossal, and the Tiny Titan turns into the world's tallest superhero. Just such a dramatic cover. And I definitely have not got the issue, but I really must make a list. They didn't bring out that many. It was about 40 odd issues, I think, of the Atom. I always loved this as well. I don't know why. Just really great little long the top. Really ridiculous read, but still, I love it. Giant Comic All-Star Western, yet another obviously British one here, a World Distributors comic, good old World Distributors. This one is 68 pages, £1 it was cost at the time, featuring Range Rider in Monster of the Desert, also featuring a few other stories as well. And this, really good, excellent black and white as ever, of course, and thoroughly pleased with it. It's even got a bit of original artwork as well on the front, and actually it's quite a bit of original artwork all the way through it as well. Of course, most of the time when you buy it, you never realise that. Here's one. I'm really pleased picking this up. Justice League of America, double comics, and it's great. Does, however, unfortunately have a bit of a story missing, but still, no problem. I've always wanted to get one of these, and it's really good, because the thing about it is you've got these comics. Now, it would have been nice, of course, if they had the cover as well. Then I suspect these sort of issues would be even more expensive to buy. But it's just nice to have finally one copy of it. I've never bought one before. What a great issue. And I love Justice League of America. Another Atom comic. This one's great. Of course, it's one of these popular book ones. You can see there the good old stamp there, popular book. And quite often they always put it crunch. Now, weirdly, it doesn't actually see. Oh, there's the price. There's the price. You've got to have the price there. Of course, you've got the price there. God, that's really gone. I guess at one time you could actually read that price, but now clearly not. Still, I love a red cover like that. Don't know why. It just seems to really be very dramatic. Of course, with the blue and of course you've got Dr. Light there as well. Really good. Is that his name? Dr. Light. I'm certain it's Dr. Light, isn't it? Picking up a lot of these as well. Just trying to find them anyway. I actually find these some of the hardest to find, and I used to buy lots of these. In fact, I think I got virtually all of them when they came out. All those Where Monsters Dwell, Where Monsters Roam, Vault of Evil, and whatever. There's loads of them. This one is Beware. The monsters are coming. 10 stories high. Bullets bounce off him. Oh, it's hide like rain. Oh, it's hide like raindrops. It's not raindrops there. Run for your lives. Unfortunately, that doesn't come with any original stories in, which is a pity. Would have been nice if it had a few original stories, but in this case, it doesn't. I love these ones. Marvel collector item classics, like Marvel Tales, all these sort of ones. However, one thing, I should make a list again of all the ones I've got and which ones I haven't. So sometimes I never know. I saw these at about £2. I thought, yes, I will pick that up for £2. The thing I like about these is that you get the comics near enough, like they were when they first came out. Not exactly, I'm certain the printing is slightly different, but you can see there, you've got the original. I mean, it's not been restored or changed too, well, there might have been a few changes. I have no idea if they changed things or not, but still, I think it's closer to the original comics than, of course, anything we get nowadays. So I really like this, and I always love these as well. Always enjoy that. Sadly, they changed the format. They stopped doing it with this. I don't know why. I just thought it was a great format. I love the 4 comics. Perhaps they obviously thought, you know what, it's not selling as well. But for me, absolutely brilliant. Because, as mentioned, they changed it. There's Marvel Greatest Comics. That one was 2 shillings, it says there. And you've got Fantastic Fours fighting side by side with Submariner. And, of course, got Captain America there as well. But they changed the format. Like I say, before they would have had these sort of wonderful, lots of covers, but they didn't after a while. This is a good one. Issue 100 of the Justice League. I just love Justice League. Probably DC Comics. I've got probably more Atom and Justice League of America comics than any of the others as well. So at some point, I hope to get most of the Justice League ones. I suspect issue 1, 2, etc. will probably always remain beyond my means to buy. But if I see them in coverless, I'm happy with coverless. No problem with coverless at all. So this one, great little story, of course, with the Justice Society of America as well. And I got this one because you can see, of course, it's got the Atom. There it is, extra special guest appearance by the Atom. And I love picking up any comic with the Atom. And this is a really great one. This is issue 9 of Hawkman. High-flying thrills and action, as it says, as he obviously bashes their liquid diamond engulfing. This one was really cheap. I was really pleased to pick this one. Planet of the Apes, as mentioned, I'm really just trying to get quite a few of these black and white ones. Now, I don't particularly want every single issue of Planet of the Apes. I mean, I love the Planet of the Apes stories, but I'm happy just to get 1 or 2 copies and trying to go for probably near enough all of them. Haunt of Horror, Vampire Tales, all those sort of ones. This one, of course, has got a really good little story that is not one of the film ones. So it's this one, it's Terror, I think. Or was it Terror on the Planet of the Apes? You got there, Forbidden Zone of Forgotten Horrors. Can't beat that sort of thing, can you? Another Marvel Collector's Item Classics, and you can see they have 4p. Now, that shows you sometimes these comics used to be going for 4 or 5 pence. Really super cheap. You'd find them all over the place. Used to pick them up. Comic Marts, especially the Westminster one, always would get these ones. And over the years, I've got rid of them. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to pick them up again. And they're still reasonably affordable. They're not too bad. And it's got some great stories here. It's got, of course, good old Doctor Strange there. You've got this one. This is a very weird one. Carla, Queen of the Netherworld. I always wonder if they ever met Mole Man and Tyrann, all the other characters. But you got their Fantastic Four. Actually, one of my favourite ones. I love that one. Fantastic Four, when they had to leave the Fantastic Four's Baxter building. I mean, who ever thought that would happen? Did Batman ever have to leave the Batcave? Did Probably. I don't know. They probably did a story of that, I'm quite certain, at some point. I got this one, Teen Titans, purely because it's such a dramatic cover. I thought, you know what, that is such a good one. DC Teen Titans, issue 34. Nothing particularly special, I imagine, with this issue, but still a really good story. The Demon of Dog Island. I'm not certain that's the best of titles, but still, I guess there's a dog, so it's called Dog Island. And you got Wonder Girl, obviously there, turned into a witch. Very dramatic stuff there. And Brave and the Bold. This one, Aquaman and the Atom. That's days before they, of course, completely turned it into a Batman and etc. This one's got Hail Galg the Destroyer. Sometimes the characters that were created were terrible. I think Marvel had some much better ones back in their monster period. Galg the Destroyer doesn't do much for me, unfortunately, as a name, but still, it has my favourite. Good old Atom. And finally, you've got this one, Marvel Collector's Item Classic. It's back again, these wonderful ones. And this one has got Jack Frost. Now, I had no idea how many times Jack Frost turned up afterwards. Now, it would have been great if they had a Jack Frost versus Iceman story. Don't think that ever happened. And, of course, that one is the classic, for me anyway, Fantastic Four with, obviously, Doctor Doom, when you got, of course, there was a transfer of, obviously, Doom went into Mr. Fantastic and vice versa. And then you've got the Hulk, Terror of the Men. And that's obviously a very, very early one. This one is issue 8 of Marvel Collector's Item Classics. So that is a run through of all the comics I bought. Now, I didn't even buy any Blu-rays, which is quite unusual for me. I went looking for a few Blu-rays, but unfortunately the one that I was hoping to find wasn't in the shop. So I had to buy it online, and that was Valley Girl. I'm really pleased I got that. I've been waiting to see that film forever. So that was afterwards. That was also included sort of my haul. And where is it? I think I've hidden it already. Oh, I got this as well. Pop Goes the Easel. One thing I do love is these sort of start of the swinging 60s CDs. Really, really good. Now, I've got this one on eBay, but this one's really quite interesting because it's got here, you can see there, you've got there Pop Goes the Easel, The Avengers, Idols on Parade, All Night Long, Victim. These are all early films, obviously, from the 60s, British films. And you've got Play It Cool, it's Trad Dad. Just great selection of music. 2 things, super cheap. However, as mentioned, I wanted to show you this one. Here it is, Valley Girl. Nicolas Cage. I always love these ones. I'm really looking forward to sit and watch this. I watched some of the various trailers and things and whatever online, and I remember seeing it when it came out, the cinema. I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I'm really pleased that this has finally come out. I did notice it wasn't a limited edition, so I was thinking about limited edition, but I thought, you know what, I'll just get this basic edition, which is absolutely fine, but really good little story. And as always with these ones, it's got a ton of extra special features on the back, and I was Eureka. It's a Eureka DVD Blu-ray, I should say. So that is a run through of all the various things I've got over the last, well, since the Comic Mart as well. Hope you found this of interest. What sort of things did you buy this week? Have you got anything great that you've been really waiting for? I've got an order, and hopefully will be here in the next day or two, is the Time and Time Again, something like that, the Superman DC Finest. We'll be doing a review of that. Really looking forward to it. I've got that story already, a really good story, but I imagine, of course, with all DC Finest, there'll be lots of other stories as well included in that. So I'm looking forward to read all those. Other than that, there's not much out that I'm sort of rushing to buy at the moment. But hopefully there's the Gil Kane one that I'm really looking forward to, the Lost Marvels, and I think there's the Barry Windsor Smith book as well. Is a possible one in the fairly near future. So hope you found this of interest. Any thoughts, questions, please let me know in the comments. Bye.